You want a game to pick up and easy to play? Here's one. I'm Grognard here, and today we are going to talk about Mazes and Perils by MOebius Entertainment in association with Wild Games Productions. This one has had a bit of a troubled history because, well, first of all, disclosure, I know the author, at least one of the authors, the primary author, and also I did a lot of the artwork in there. So you're going to find my stuff all over the place. But saying that, I'm going to give it a fair shake. I'm going to try and give it a fair shake. This first came out in 2012 in a first edition, this one right here, and it's free. You can find this on DriveThruRPG, RPG Now. You can download the PDF free. I mean, this isn't free. I paid for this, but so that's the first edition. That was compiled and edited by Vincent Florio as a Holmes clone. He expanded on it a bit, and he tried to clean a few things up. But basically, it's a clone for Holmes, and it won an Emmy for Best Free Product. And then MOebius Entertainment, Brian Fitzpatrick's company, got together with Vince, and they both did Mazes and Perils Deluxe Edition. Now, this goes for a reasonable price. We'll get to that in a minute. It's about 75 pages. The first edition, this one came out in 2012, and this one came out in 2016, and they're both clones of Holmes-era Dungeons and Dragons. Now, let me tell you all about it. It's probably one of the clearest retro clones you're going to find out there as far as like pick up and run. I could give this to my 13-year-old grandson, and he could run it without any problem, really. It sticks to the 4 classes and the 4 races. You know, fighter, fighting man, magic user, cleric, thief, dwarf, halfling, elf. Sorry, 3 races. But it splits race and class. So you have that going for it. Knowing Vince the way I do, I was not surprised, since he's a big 1E fan. So, in the advanced edition, they have the same setup, except they add 2 classes: the Enchanter, which is a subclass of Wizard, and the Shaman, which is a subclass of Cleric. Also, you have a 5-point alignment system, which means basically it took out whatever the neutral alignments are. So you've got law, chaos, good, bad, and neutral. Boom. So you go along that axis. In this book, one of the things that's changed is Dex is not added to armor, so it makes armor a little bit more useful, and makes wizards a little bit more delicate, shall we say. Here's what the book looks like. Very well laid out, very clear. It's got a lot of charts in it because that's the way he did it. And there's some artwork, for better or worse. Here's some more. It's a nice 2-column layout with lots of clear charts that you can find. The level cap is at 12. When this was being done, originally Vince wanted to go up to level 9. And I said, yeah, that's a bit too, not enough for me. I says, why don't you take it up to level 14 like Moldvay Cook does, like BX does. And so he came out with a compromise of 12, which I think 12 is a good cap. Now, they also have racial caps, which I'm not really happy about. Here's some of the spells. I'm not really happy about racial caps in this game. Ordinarily, I don't care because I never got a character up that high anyway. But I think, you know, limiting the demi-humans to, when it goes up to 12, come on, just give them 12, you know. Everybody gets 12. I would do that. This is also one die D6 damage, just like Holmes. And it will vary like D6 plus 1, plus 2, minus 1, whatever, like that. And what it does is in the back, they give you an option to do variable damage and variable hit dice. I believe everybody has a D6 in this for hit dice. And here's some monsters. It gives you a bestiary. Gives you a rather nice bestiary, actually. There's a mummy. And anybody who knows, you know, any kind of D&D, they'll know this stat. these stat blocks, and they're real easy to follow. They also give you a sample adventure. Here's the map for it. I believe that's Dyson Logos map that he took. This is what I like. I hope they write more of them like this, and I wish people would write more of them like this. This harkens back to the old Judges Guild adventures, because what they do, and I know Vince is a fan of this and I am too, they give you descriptions, but just enough description to get you going, and they leave space for traps and treasure, or monsters and treasure, or whatever that you could put in each room. I like this because I don't like to see just like, room 1, 2, 3 with nothing in them. I also don't like to see a whole lot of stuff in them. And if you do, be succinct. I mean, you've seen the box text in other modules. You've seen the the room descriptions to the high heavens. And of course, I know they got something, they may have a special trap or a special monster or something going on in that room, but there's no reason that they have to take up 2 paragraphs to tell you, especially when you're trying to read it, or rather run it. That's why I have to go over modules, and I print them out. And like highlight what I just need to know. It'd be nice if they just did, say, a bullet list, what's in the room, and then give you space to customize it. Because I know Vince is big on customization, and so am I. I mean, you got to make this your own. So that's Mazes and Perils. And you'll find this over at the MOebius website, or Drive-Thru or RPG Now, and they're both, it's the same price points. Print's $15.99, print plus PDF is $16.99, just the PDF is $7.99. So it's a good deal, and you don't have to invest much in it, and they're cheap enough, where you can buy a bunch of PDFs and hand them out, or something like that. If you're feeling generous, buy a bunch of books. Basic Fantasy is still cheaper, but this is still a great buy-in. This is a really great buy-in for, this kind of role-playing, the fantasy role-playing in the D&D vein. And it's a great Holmes clone, tribute, whatever you want to call it. So that's Mazes and Perils. And so until next time, bye-bye.